So the show opens, chronologically speaking, of course, with Origins, where we're introduced to Marinette, Adrian, and everybody else pretty much. Marinette is returning to school after summer and she really hates everyone. She just can't be bothered with this, including the new boy Adrian, but not the new girl Alia, very importantly, and she starts screaming at a red bug in her room.
Don't touch me. That is a lawsuit!
She becomes Ladybug along with Adrian, who is Cat Noir, and they don't do so well, so Marinette just gives up, which just sends a great message to children everywhere. She does try again though in part 2 and she succeeds, but this time she also falls in love with Adrian under an umbrella and decides there and then that she wants to marry him.
I want to get married. Now.
I have Jim.
No.
If you didn't start chronologically though, you probably watched Stormy Weather first, which is about two girls competing to be the weather presenter. Because French people, I don't know. Unless you were me, then the first episode you watched was The Bubbler, which you really didn't enjoy, but you were so delirious on your brand new depression medication that you literally couldn't move and had no choice but to keep watching. It was fun. It wasn't fun. I really hate that episode as the first one. Season 1 continues like this, with new characters being introduced or people from their class feeling sad and they become the bad guys, while the whole fandom thought Hawk Daddy was Alex's dad, and it's a good job I wasn't part of the fandom then, because I would have read you all to filth for thinking that. How can this many people be so wrong? Well, no. So season 1 ends with Lila getting introduced, and her whole function is just to cause chaos. I really don't know what her deal is still.
I am going to create an environment that is so toxic.
Season 2 confirms that Alex's dad was innocent all along and You'll Better apologise to him, and Gaby Baby reveals he's the big bad while wearing his red Hot Topic jeans from 2002.
You look terrible. I look awesome.
Honestly, season 2 is largely the same as season 1, with new villain in every single episode, and you can watch them really in any order you want. But we do get some new heroes like Rena Rouge, who is Alia, Carapace, who is Nino, Queen Bee, who is Chloe, but that was largely pointless, as well as Queen Natalie as Mayura. And we also got our very first special, which is the Christmas special, which will give me nightmares for the rest of my life. We also get 2 power-ups, the water power-up in Siren and the ice power-up in Frozen, as well as 2 new major characters, Kagami and Luca, who everyone used to complain were too similar to Ladybug and Adrian. That's their function. That's why they were there. That's the point of them. This fandom, I don't...
What's the capital of Ohio? Brittany.
Oh.
However, after a brief stalking trip to Shanghai, the kids in Marinette's class all show they have the exact same amount of intelligence as the rest of the fandom when Lila shows back up properly in season 3 because they all believe her terrible lies.
You know what this is?
Toilet brush.
And Miss Bustier has no idea at all what's going on.
Yay, Glee! Glee Kids Hooray!
There are some more important episodes in season 3, like Time Tagger, because that's where all the Bunnix is introduced, Feast, because we learn about Master Fu's past as an arsonist, Party Crasher, because it said gay rights are human rights and I fundamentally do not trust anyone who doesn't like this episode, and then we had an identity reveal in Oblivio, which got erased. And then they did it again in Cat Blanc, which also got erased.
Okay, don't worry.
Like in season 2, we got some more heroes, such as Adrian as Aspic, but he did such a bad job that Luca had to take over, Marinette as Multi-Mouse, Kim as King Monkey, Max as Pegasus, and Kagami as Ryuku, who isn't allowed to use Miraculous anymore because everyone knows her identity. But she continues to use it anyway because why not? Marinette and Adrian also swap the Miraculous for the first time, and then we meet Felix, who everyone but me seems to like, which I'm thankfully fine with. I don't mind being the only one who dislikes them. And the season ends with them destroying Chloe's redemption arc and erasing Master Fu's memory.
I got punched in the face. Anyway.
After all of that trauma, we take a quick trip to New York where Alia and Nino try and get Marinette and Adrian together, even though at this point they're dating Luca and Kagami. I have no explanation for you why they thought this was a good idea. I don't get it. However, season 4 does open with Luca and Marinette and then Adrian and Kagami breaking up almost simultaneously, so I guess it's all good. And then Alia finds out Marinette is Ladybug, which made me scream at the time. Zoe is also introduced in season 4 and becomes a new B Miraculous holder, which I don't think anybody liked. And we also get Alia as Rena Furtive, Alia as Scarabella too, because this was Alia's season apparently, Mylène as Polymouse, Julika as Purple Tigress after her dad is revealed as Jagged Stone, which wow, never could have guessed that, and Rose as Pigella. And then we also shove in Mark as Rooster Balls, Nathaniel as Capri Kid, Sabrina as Miss Hound, and Ivan as Minotaurox, because honestly I really think they ran out of time / they forgot to do it, so they just shoved them all in penalty. But I don't mind that so much, considering we had Ephemeral, the big episode 100. That was, everyone was saying, all the creators, all the staff, they were like, it's unmissable. When you quite literally could have skipped the episode and you would have been absolutely fine, nothing was gained. Honestly, they should have made Wishmaker episode 100 because Luca finds out Marinette and Adrian are Ladybug and Cat Noir and it doesn't get erased. It was fabulous. Luca may have the power of second chance, but now he knows he'll never get one with Marinette. And yeah, I know I've used that joke before, but I don't care, it's such a good joke. Season 4 also sees the introduction of the charms, which don't reveal their full use until season 5, and Adrian rescinds his Miraculous temporarily because Ladybug ignores him.
I'm gonna fake an epileptic seizure. You're not an epileptic. That's why I'm gonna fake it.
The season ends with Max drowning in the Seine and Felix stealing all of Miraculous, which ends Shadow Daddy's reign. But only so he can become Monarch Daddy. Season 5 picks up right off where season 4 ends, and I mean that quite literally. They are back to back, and after chasing Gaby Baby through time, Cat Noir manages to cataclysm his dad, which we all really enjoyed, I'm pretty sure. And then Shadybug and Claw Noir pay a visit from the Reverse in the worst special so far, because this writing team don't know how to world build to save their lives. The Alliance rings are also introduced, and that's what Gaby Baby uses to transmit the Miraculous powers. Not that anyone ever finds that out. And Adrian chooses now to start falling in love with Marinette, citing the traumatizing Puppeteer 2 incident, because there's something wrong with him. And Nino forms La Resistance and gives everyone code names of sources, most of which I have never heard of in my entire life, and I'm not actually convinced all of them are real. The Kogotamas are finally used, and Gaby Baby uses his brain and realizes that Cat Noir feels something for Marinette, which he does nothing about. I've no clue. No clue at all. No idea. Adrian and Marinette have to give up their Miraculous so they can be together, and we get the debut of Kitty Noir as well as the return of Scarabella, but it doesn't last long because the Alliance rings stalk them and reveal their identities. Luca also finally has to skip town because he tells Marinette he knows her identity. Meanwhile, Queen Natalie is busy body slamming Gaby Baby in the kitchen because of his bloody awful pancakes.
Stop the violence.
They do try to work together, but it just ends up accelerating Gabriel's death, which I know I shouldn't laugh at, but honestly it was really funny. We also get Marinette's backstory about the time Chloe put bugs in her locker.
I don't even remember putting that in.
And the time she also tried to murder her, which is just so fitting with her character, as was her becoming mayor, which ends with her being taken away to be abused some more. I don't know how drunk the writers were when they decided any of what they did to Chloe's character in season 5 was a good decision, but like, I don't care what they say at this point. They don't like Chloe.
You know, there's only one person in this world who can tell you what you are.
Me.
No, me, Sue Sylvester.
The feud between Lila and Marinette also comes to a head in season 5 when Lila becomes the new class rep.
Class, in Mr. Schuster's absence, I'd like to go around and ask everyone what solos they'd like to hear me perform at sectionals. Right, you know what, let me in!
But Lila is outed and she leaves, only to reveal she's doing the same thing at another school. Who could be bothered? Just play some Roblox or something. Oh my god, Lila's been playing that adopt me game. That's why she's like this. Oh my god, I worked it out. Felix also comes back into the picture and murders everyone pretty much, but realises that wasn't such a good idea, and after kidnapping Kagami and telling her, you know, how much Senti monsters need to be cared for and loved and nurtured, he then creates a Senti monster projector for his and his new girlfriend's interpretive dance, which he then destroys. However, we do find out that he, Kagami and Adrian are all Senti monsters, and Felix also tells the audience how much he hates his dad.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna flush Dad's ashes down the toilet.
Kagami and Adrian are taken away to London, leaving Marinette alone for her final showdown with Gaby Baby because Felix was unavailable, and Marinette is surprised that Monarch Daddy was Gabriel, even though Felix told her, but the show really was for nothing since Gabriel won and he makes the wish. However, he seems like he used it to save Queen Natalie, who is the only person I truly care about in this world, and the city builds a statue of a child abuser in the park. Marinette also decides it's a great decision to give out the other Miraculous permanently, which I'm not sure how that's gonna go, but I guess we'll see soon. And Lila is attacked by some ominous blue light that no one can agree on what it is, but hopefully the London special clears it up, because I don't even know how she got the butterfly Miraculous at this point. And that entire thing took place over the most stressful school year to ever exist. This was planned so poorly.
And that's what you missed on